What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Wide Body Nation. We've got a Destroyer Gray Durango RT Blacktop Edition, and we're gonna check out why the 10.1-inch UCONNECT 5 screen is so much better than even that massive 12-inch vertical screen in the Rams and Ram Rebels, TRXs, and all of them. So we're gonna jump in to this best color 2021 Durango and check out the screen. All right, so off the bat, obviously the screen is nice and large and it's horizontal, and that's gonna be the main point of today's video. This is 10 inches horizontal, and you have hard buttons down here for almost everything, even heated and cooled seats, even the steering wheel stuff. So for me, I really appreciate that. Depends on if you're a touchscreen person or a hard button person, but this gives you both because you can easily go into the nav or into the comfort and modify all that as well. But here's the kicker, folks. Check it out. See this cord right here? Yep, don't need that. We already got, boom, Apple CarPlay, wireless, already hooked up. Now you can use the cord if you want, and sometimes I can see the value in the cord, so at least having a cord, you know, here in the center console would be helpful in case, you know, the gremlins are in there and they won't let you hook up. But look at how big CarPlay is in this compared to when we go over to the Ram, because remember that Ram screen is vertical and it's not quite as wide, whereas this one's a nice 10-inch diagonal, boom, horizontal layout, and you can go into Waze. Look at that. It's gonna show us that we are here at AutoNation Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Columbus, Georgia. Come down here. They just sold one of the last 2020 SCAT packs, but we'll link the inventory below for all their Durangos and everything. Everything they've got, great deal down here. Don't overpay in Atlanta. But look at that. I mean, you can go into more of the performance pages. We are pretty low on fuel. Check that out. We'll go vehicle, do performance pages here. Pretty sweet. We got some gauges, but look how big this screen is. If only I had this in the 2021 REDEYE, I would really appreciate that, Dodge, but hey, it's okay. They gave me 800 horsepower, so we'll make do. But yeah, I mean, it's your normal. You can do split screen. Chris, the salesman I work with, and Mitch were telling me that you can even have two people synced up to this, which is pretty helpful, and you can kind of go split screen. You got your media. Obviously, you can switch through that, and then your various apps right here. But this is definitely a newer feel than the UCONNECT I am used to. All right, guys, to wrap it up in the Durango, obviously you've seen the screen, you've seen the wireless CarPlay, boom, so convenient, right? Let's just do a quick window sticker look. This is a 2021 Durango RT Blacktop. It is a rear wheel drive, so you guys can jump in the comments and, you know, gripe about why it's not all wheel drive, but it does save you some money. But here, look down here. We got 10.1-inch screen in the standard equipment. Now, with the RTs, I believe this being a blacktop package, that is what comes with it. I owe you guys a video on what gets you the 10.1-inch screen with the UCONNECT 5 and what gets you just the normal, I believe it's an 8-inch screen that we're more used to. But you guys have already seen this car in my reviews, the V6 versus V8. Watch that video right here. Let's wrap it up in the Durango and jump into the Ram to see that 12-inch vertical screen. All right, so we're in the Ram, and the first thing you notice is obviously the massive vertical 12-inch touchscreen. Now, this is nice, it looks great, but when we jump into the Apple CarPlay or the Android Auto, you're gonna see where it starts to be not quite as useful as the 10-inch screen in the Durango. So right now we have it taking up the entire screen with our AC controls. You can jump over and you can control it all right here. You can control your, you know, heated and cooled seats down here if it had cooled seats, that is. And then, you know, you even got your backup camera right here, which is pretty cool. The backup camera is definitely higher quality than on the Chargers and Challengers, so they have gone ahead and upgraded that. But here's the deal, folks. Now that I'm gonna get out of the backup camera, when you jump into the Apple CarPlay, not only is the screen a lot smaller because we are in a portrait screen, so you only get probably 8 inches about right here, even though it's a 12-inch screen as far as it's measured all the way here. They don't let you do some sort of weird vertical Apple CarPlay. Now, on top of that, compared to the Durango, you need the cord here. Now, the places to store your phone are way more available than in the Durango. You got here, you got here, you got all the way down here, you got here. You can move this tray here, boom, there. I mean, you got space for it. I mean, even got a space up here, so that is useful. The RAM is cool. It does have these toggle switches, which I do like. They did put weird options down there though that you probably are not going to use that much, so kind of annoying that you're not going to be touching that as much unless you're always taking traction control off, always towing, or always messing with your park sense. And then another thing some people like to hate on is this whole weird dial style setup. Although it is convenient, it's very kind of purpose built and tucked in right there near the start stop button. So kind of in summary, the RAM looks cool, especially like when the screen's off. You know, it's like, oh, look at that big screen. Like, that's super cool. It's kind of like a Tesla. But then when you turn the screen on and you start going through, you realize that you can only really, put a couple things. You can do click, oh no, the nav won't work. But, you know, media down here, Apple CarPlay up there. You got your phone, which is already up top. You got, you know, the CarPlay is fine. It works, but it is not nearly as big as that 10-inch Durango horizontal screen. So with the features here too, you do have some hard buttons. You have your, increase and decrease temperature on both sides for both passenger and driver. You have the fan speed right here, and then you also have your automatic button, your mode, front and rear defrost, AC, and circulate the interior air. So it does have some hard buttons that, it has your tuning knobs, which is good. I'm glad they didn't get rid of those. If they got rid of tuning knobs, we'd be in trouble. But, you are missing your heated and cooled seat buttons that you can only access here on the actual infotainment screen, which to me is annoying. It's kind of like in my Charger, same issue, which I am very happy they fixed for the Durango. You can turn the screen off, which definitely looks great. You've got plenty of hookups in there. It looks like they've got some USB-Cs, some regular USBs, and even the old style auxiliary port for those of you who need that. Lots of storage in here compared to the Durango and the center console, so it's not all doom and gloom here. It's just that I really feel like RAM kind of came onto the scene when they really displayed this whole new infotainment setup years ago, but now the Durango is really showing that added value. Now, I do think this screen looks cool, but the functionality, I just much prefer the 10-inch screen, and I think that's why the Durango is getting so popular, because it has that nice, simple, but big 10-inch screen. I'm not trying to sound like a RAM hater or anything like that. I just really appreciate the Durango's new screen. However, on the topic of RAMs, this dealership, AutoNation Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram South in Columbus, Georgia, is getting a lower spec Ram TRX. And now you might say, oh, why are you excited about a lower spec? Well, the lower specs are 702 horsepower super trucks that are only in the low 70s. When you get them with the lower specs, you don't get a ton of crazy bells and whistles. You're not getting like weird carbon fiber. You're not getting red accents. You're not getting all this crazy stuff that nickel and dimes your way into the 80s and the 90s. You're just getting a fire-breathing Hellcat truck. So that is going to be hitting the lot within the next 1 to 3 weeks. I will get a video for you guys on that. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see you for the next video.